Stop right there. Before you make any decisions about your retirement income, there's something absolutely critical you need to know. The state pension is about to increase significantly in April 2026. And while that sounds like wonderful news, there's a hidden trap that could cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars in unexpected taxes. If you're a retiree or approaching retirement age in America, the next few minutes could be some of the most important information you hear all year. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time joining us, I want to personally welcome you to our community. This channel exists for one simple purpose: to provide straightforward, honest, and practical guidance specifically designed for American pensioners and those planning their retirement. We don't believe in complicated jargon or confusing financial speak. We believe in giving you clear, actionable information that you can use right now to protect your financial future. Before we dive into today's critical topic, if you want to make sure you never miss an important update about pensions, taxes, retirement benefits, or any changes that could affect your income, please hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. This way, you'll be notified immediately whenever we post new content that could make a real difference to your retirement security. Now, let me ask you something. Picture this: you've worked your entire life, paid your taxes faithfully, and now you're looking forward to a well-deserved state pension increase. Sounds like good news, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this very increase could actually push you into paying tax for the first time in your retirement? It sounds absurd, but it's exactly what's about to happen to millions of pensioners across the United States. In April 2026, something extraordinary is going to occur. The USA state pension is set to rise significantly, bringing genuine relief to many households. But hidden beneath this welcome increase lies a trap that most people simply don't see coming. A trap created not by accident, but by a deliberate government policy that's been quietly working against pensioners for years. Today, we're going to shine a light on what's really happening to cut through the confusion and, most importantly, to give you practical steps you can take right now to protect yourself and your income. Whether you're already receiving your state pension or you're planning for retirement in the coming years, what we're about to share with you could make a significant difference to your financial future. We're here to bring you straightforward, honest guidance specifically designed for pensioners and those planning their retirement here in the United States. No jargon, no complexity, just clear information you can actually use. Now, before we dive into the details, I want you to know that while some of what we're about to share might be concerning, we're not here to simply worry you and leave you hanging. We're going to walk you through exactly what's happening, why it matters to you personally, and most importantly, what practical actions you can take to navigate this situation successfully. Let's start with the positives, because there genuinely is good news to celebrate. From April 2026, the state pension is expected to rise by approximately 4.8%. This increase is driven by strong wage growth and protected by the triple lock system, which has been a lifeline for pensioners over recent years. What does this actually mean in real money? Well, if you're receiving the full new state pension, your weekly payment is projected to rise from $230.25 to around $241 per week. That works out to an extra $575 per year, bringing your total annual state pension to roughly $12,547. Now, if you're on the older basic state pension, the increase is expected to be somewhat less, at around $440 a year. But whichever pension you receive, this isn't pocket change we're talking about. For many pensioners living on tight budgets, this extra money can make a real difference. It helps cover rising energy bills, the weekly food shopping that seems to cost more every time you visit the supermarket, property tax increases, or it simply eases the constant financial pressure that so many pensioners face today. And here's another piece of good news. This increase is completely automatic. You don't need to fill out any forms, make any claims, or contact anyone. It simply happens. Your state pension will increase without you having to lift a finger. But now we need to address the uncomfortable truth that lurks beneath this seemingly positive news. And this is the part that many people, including some financial advisors and journalists, conveniently overlook or fail to properly explain. You see, this state pension increase brings your income dangerously close to the income tax threshold. And for many of you, it's going to push you over that threshold entirely, either next year or very soon afterward. Let me explain exactly what's happening here. The personal allowance, which is the amount of income you can receive each year without paying any tax, currently stands at $12,570. That's the amount everyone in the USA can earn tax-free, whether you're working, receiving a pension, or earning money from savings and investments. Here's where the problem begins. That personal allowance has been frozen at this level, and it's going to stay frozen until at least 2031. Think about that for a moment. While prices are rising, while the cost of living is increasing, while your state pension is going up to help you keep pace with inflation, the amount you can earn tax-free isn't moving at all. With the projected figures for 2026, the full new state pension sits at around $12,547 per year. Now, let me put this in perspective. That's just $23 below the tax threshold. $23. That's less than the cost of a decent meal out or a tank of gas. So, what does this actually mean for you? Well, next year, if you only receive the state pension and have no other income whatsoever, you'll probably still stay just below the tax threshold. You'll be fine, at least for now. But here's the serious warning we need to give you. If the triple lock continues to protect state pensions, and there's every indication it will, and if tax thresholds remain frozen, which the government has already committed to, then the state pension is going to cross into taxable territory very soon. We're talking about as early as 2027 or 2028. Think about what this means. For the first time in modern history, ordinary pensioners will find themselves paying income tax directly on their state pension. Not because they've become wealthy, not because they have luxurious lifestyles, but simply because the tax system hasn't kept pace with pension increases. And here's what makes this particularly troubling. When this happens, the tax will be taken directly from your state pension income through something called the IRS's Simple Assessment System. There's no payslip involved, no employer to explain things, and often no warning letters that people properly understand. The money simply disappears from your account, and many pensioners won't even realize why at first. Now, if you think that sounds concerning, we need to tell you that for many of you, the situation is actually more urgent than that. Because here's the reality. Most pensioners don't live solely on the state pension. You might have a small private pension from a former employer. You might have some savings that earn a bit of interest. You might do a few hours of part-time work to supplement your income, or simply to stay active and engaged. If you have any of these additional income sources, even small ones, you could be pulled into paying tax much sooner. In fact, many of you watching this video right now might already be paying tax without fully realizing how it's affecting your overall financial picture. Let me give you a practical example. Say you receive the full new state pension of $12,547. You also have a small private pension that pays you $2,000 a year. That's not a large pension by any measure, but together, these two income sources give you $14,547. You're now nearly $2,000 over the tax threshold, which means you'll pay 20% tax on that excess amount. That's almost $400 in tax every year. We want to be absolutely clear about something. This situation isn't about targeting wealthy pensioners who have multiple income streams and substantial assets. This is about ordinary people who've worked hard all their lives, who've paid their taxes faithfully, and who are now finding themselves caught in a trap that wasn't of their making. The government gives with one hand through the triple lock, providing much-needed increases to the state pension, but it takes away with the other hand by freezing tax thresholds. It's what some commentators call stealth taxation, and it's affecting millions of people who can least afford it. Think about the absurdity of this situation. The state pension exists because successive governments recognized that after a lifetime of work and contribution, people deserve a basic level of income in retirement. Yet now, that very same income is being taxed away, not because policy has changed, but simply because the tax system has stood still while pensions have risen. But enough about the problem. Let's talk about solutions, because there are definitely steps you can take to protect yourself and make the most of your situation. We're going to give you 5 specific actions you should consider taking as soon as possible. First and most importantly, you need to know exactly where you stand. Head to the official government website and use their state pension forecast service. This free tool will tell you how much state pension you're currently on track to receive and when you'll be eligible to claim it. Many people assume they'll get the full state pension, but that's not always the case. Your entitlement depends on your Social Security contribution record, and if you have gaps in that record, you might receive less than the full amount. Knowing your projected state pension is the foundation of all your financial planning for retirement. While you're on the government website, take the time to check your Social Security record thoroughly. Look for any gaps in your contribution history. These gaps might have occurred because you were unemployed, living abroad, caring for family members, or for various other reasons. Here's something many people don't realize. You can often fill these gaps by making voluntary Social Security contributions. And in many cases, this can be one of the most valuable financial decisions you'll ever make. For a relatively small payment now, you could increase your state pension by hundreds of dollars every single year for the rest of your life. However, and this is important, voluntary contributions aren't right for everyone. You need to look at your specific situation and work out whether it genuinely benefits you. The government website has calculators that can help, or you might want to seek professional advice if your situation is complex. Sit down with a pen and paper or a spreadsheet if you're comfortable with technology and add up all your sources of income. Include your state pension, any private or workplace pensions, interest from savings accounts, dividends from investments, and any earnings from employment or self-employment. Be thorough with this exercise. Even small amounts matter when you're close to tax thresholds. That $100 of interest from your savings account, or that occasional payment for helping a neighbor, or that small pension from a job you held 20 years ago, all of these count toward your total taxable income. Once you have this figure, compare it to the personal allowance of $12,570. If you're close to or over this threshold, you need to plan accordingly. You might want to speak with the IRS to ensure you're paying the right amount of tax or consider ways to manage your income more tax efficiently. This is absolutely crucial, and we can't stress this enough. If money feels tight, if you're struggling to make ends meet, please check whether you're eligible for supplemental security income or other pension assistance programs. These benefits can be worth thousands of dollars every single year, yet enormous numbers of eligible pensioners never claim them. Why don't people claim? Often it's because they assume they won't qualify. They think these programs are only for people with absolutely nothing. But that's simply not true. You might be surprised at who qualifies. And here's the really important part. These benefits don't just give you extra money directly. They unlock access to other support, including property tax reductions, housing support, help with heating costs, and assistance with healthcare expenses. The government estimates that hundreds of thousands of pensioners are missing out on benefits they're entitled to. Don't be one of them. Check your eligibility on the official government website or call the appropriate helpline. It costs nothing to check, but claiming could transform your financial situation. If you're going to be paying tax on your pension income, either now or in the near future, make sure you understand how this will work. The IRS has different ways of collecting tax depending on your circumstances. You might have tax deducted directly from a private pension, or you might need to complete a tax return, or the IRS might collect the tax through their simple assessment process. Don't wait for a surprise tax bill to arrive. Be proactive. Contact the IRS if you're unsure about your tax situation. Yes, getting through to them can sometimes be challenging, but it's worth the effort to get clarity and peace of mind. Now, let's step back and look at what all of this tells us about the state of retirement provision in the United States today. The 2026 state pension increase is undoubtedly welcome and long overdue. Pensioners deserve to see their income keep pace with rising costs, and the triple lock has provided valuable protection. But this situation exposes a quiet truth about how government policy really works. By freezing tax allowances while allowing pensions to rise, the government effectively claws back some of the money it's given out. It's a clever piece of fiscal management from their perspective, but for pensioners living on limited incomes, it feels like a betrayal. The fundamental issue is this. Pensions are rising faster than the tax system is adapting. And until either tax thresholds start increasing again or the government creates a specific exemption for state pension income, more and more pensioners are going to find themselves paying tax. But here's the positive way to look at all of this: being informed now gives you time, control, and confidence. You're not going to be caught by surprise. You know what's coming, you understand why it's happening, and you have specific actions you can take to protect yourself and make the best of your situation. This is exactly why we're here: to cut through the confusion, to explain things clearly, and to empower you with the knowledge you need to make good decisions about your financial future. We really hope you found this information valuable and helpful today. If you have, please do give this video a like. It helps other people find this content, and that means we can help more pensioners understand these crucial issues. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future videos. We'll be covering all aspects of pension planning, retirement finance, and the benefits and support available to pensioners right here in the United States. There's so much more we need to talk about together, and we want to make sure you're part of this community. Share this video with someone you know who's nearing retirement or who's already receiving their pension. This information could make a real difference to them, and they'll thank you for thinking of them. And we'd absolutely love to hear from you in the comments section below. Does this tax issue worry you? Or does the state pension increase bring you real relief despite the tax implications? What's your personal experience been? Have you already encountered these issues? Your insights and experiences help create a supportive community where we can all learn from each other. So please don't be shy about sharing your thoughts. Remember, stay wise with your money, stay informed about changes that affect you, and don't hesitate to seek help when you need it. Whether that's from government services, professional financial advisors, or supportive communities like ours right here, help and support are available. You don't have to navigate these challenges alone. We'll see you in the next video where we'll continue exploring the world of pensions and retirement planning together. Until then, please take care of yourselves, look after your loved ones, and remember that knowledge really is power when it comes to protecting your financial future. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Goodbye for now.